Every freedom has a price, and Michael Scofield paid his with blood, guilt, and broken souls. In Prison Break, escape isn't victory, it's survival, it's desperation, and behind every daring move, every brilliant plan, and every triumphant moment of freedom lies a graveyard of consequences. Michael Scofield wasn't just escaping from prison. He was running from the moral fallout of his own genius, because every door he opened closed on someone else's life. So today, we're looking deeper, beyond the tunnels, beyond the tattoos, into the emotional and moral cost of freedom. The lives lost, the betrayals committed, and the haunting truth that sometimes breaking free means breaking yourself. When Michael decided to break his brother out of Fox River, it wasn't just an act of love, it was a moral gamble. He knew innocent people would get hurt. Guards, inmates, bystanders, all collateral damage in his quest for justice. But in his mind, the equation was clear. One life, Lincoln's life, was worth everything. This was the first fracture in Michael's morality, because to save his brother, he had to sacrifice his innocence. And from that moment on, every plan carried blood on its blueprints. Each move forward meant someone else was left behind. Veronica, Tweena, Abruzzi, Bellick, even Mahone, their fates tied to his. Freedom stopped being about right and wrong. It became about who could survive the longest in the storm he created. Once outside the prison walls, Michael should have been free, but he wasn't. The real prison was the guilt that followed him. Every time someone died because of his choices, it tore away a piece of his soul. He tried to rationalize it, telling himself it was necessary, that it was all part of a greater plan. But in his eyes, you could see it. The exhaustion, the quiet pain of a man who could save everyone but himself. Michael didn't escape Fox River. He carried it with him. The bars weren't around him anymore. They were inside him. Every face he lost became another brick in the invisible prison he built within. Because freedom earned through sacrifice doesn't feel like freedom at all. It feels like punishment. The escape wasn't just a physical journey. It was an emotional disintegration. Trust was currency, and betrayal was the price of survival. Sucre betrayed for love, Teabag betrayed for greed, and even Michael, the moral compass of the group, wasn't immune. He manipulated, lied, and used others to achieve his ends. Each betrayal chipped away at their humanity. They weren't escaping to find peace. They were escaping to survive the consequences of their own actions. By the end, no one was clean. Everyone had blood on their hands. And that's the haunting truth of Prison Break. Freedom wasn't a triumph. It was a curse disguised as salvation. At its core, Prison Break isn't just about a man breaking out of prison. It's about what happens when a man believes that freedom justifies everything. Michael's genius made him believe he could control morality the same way he controlled systems. But morality isn't math. Every life he saved cost another. Every step toward freedom required another fall. He became a savior who didn't know when to stop saving. And in that endless pursuit of redemption, he lost his own peace. Because true freedom doesn't come from breaking walls. It comes from forgiveness. And that's something Michael could never give himself. When we think of Prison Break, we remember the escapes, the brilliance, the tension. But beneath it all lies the real story. A tragedy disguised as a triumph. Michael's freedom came with ghosts. Every life lost, every betrayal, every moral compromise. They followed him like shadows he could never outrun. He broke the system. He defied the impossible. But the cost was his humanity. In the end, freedom didn't save him. It consumed him. Because when you fight the world long enough, the battle never ends when you win. It ends when you lose yourself.